guys are here. Thanks for joining this morning. Let's come over to your mat. And so stand a little bit wider than your hips, all 10 toes straight ahead, and all you're gonna need today is your mat and yourself. Nice and easy, right? So big inhale, reach up. Big exhale, bring those hands down. So I'm gonna circle my hands up, big inhale. Deep exhale, bring those hands down. So just focus on finding that deep connection of your breath, finding a fuller inhale and a deeper exhale. Let's do this 2 more times. And big inhale, deep exhale. Good, 1 more big inhale. And then exhale, bring those hands back down to your side body. Good, so think about keeping that pelvis stable, arms out to a T, rotate, twist, exhale, center, and twist, exhale, center. So as I'm rotating, think about keeping my pelvis from moving, focusing on the breath. Just 1 more time each side. Warming up our bodies before we get moving. Coming back to center, reach overhead, side bend, come back to center, open the arms to a T, and other side. So one hand comes down, other hand comes overhead. Feeling that stretch on that side body. So usually in Pilates, we want to focus on that lateral, or not lateral, that lung breathing. So we're breathing out to the side. So breathing more laterally into our lungs, inhaling to the sides of our rib cage. So as you stretch over, feel that breath fill up into that lung, and then other side. So inhale, and deep exhale. Inhale, and deep exhale. Let's do 1 more time to each side, so we're nice and even. And then we'll come back to center, and we'll make that a little bit more dynamic. So open the arms to a T. We're gonna squat down, and you're gonna reach down toward your toe, coming back to upright. So a little squat, rotate, and back to center. So a variation of our saw in Pilates, but we're doing it standing. And just since your hamstrings aren't probably super warm yet, soften those knees as you go down. But you can do this with straight legs. So if you're feeling pretty warmed up, feel free to keep those legs straight. Exhale. Exhale, inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Whew. Should be feeling that body already. 1 more time to each side. And then we'll come back through center. So as you come back to center, let's bring those legs a little bit more narrow. So all 10 toes face straight ahead. We're gonna squat down and back up. Exhale, squat down and back up. Like we're doing our reformer footwork, just warming up those legs. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And on this next one, let's hold it down, good. And so we're just gonna take those hands and reach them back and center. Reach them back and center. I'm gonna step 1 foot back and in. Other foot back and in. So as my hands go back, I'm reaching that leg back. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, moving from the back of my armpits, my tricep, my latin serratus, and exhale. Good, holding into that squat. If you can, deepen it. Keep the core engaged. That way you're not sinking into that lower back. And if you need to, stand a little higher as well. Always options, options, options. Because Pilates is really meant for every body. So there's always ways to mix things up so you can get that full body workout. Let's hold one leg back and let's just pump those arms back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that leg forward, other side. Reach it back and pump those arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then step those legs back together. So standing into kind of a wide external stance, I'm gonna reach up at a diagonal. As I come onto my toe, I'm gonna squat down and reach. I'm gonna reach up at a diagonal and squat back down. Reach up at a diagonal and squat back down. Being mindful that this knee is facing straight ahead, well, slightly externally rotated as I go, but I'm not letting that knee collapse in or out. It's staying lined up over my ankle. And 3 more. Good. 2, at least on this side, right? We gotta do the other side too. And 1 more. And then we'll come back to center. So other side. So reach up at your diagonal, coming onto your toe. Squat down, flat foot on this side. And then reach it back up. So down and reach. Down and reach. Just feeling that torso warm up, opening up to that abdomen. You should feel a slight stretch on that hip flexor as your hands go up. Exhale and inhale. exhale, and inhale. And 3 more. Just in case you guys were cold this morning, I hope you're warmer. I have snow outside, so I'm a little chilly today. 2 more. And 1. And then go ahead and we'll come back up. Whew. So stand so you have your mat out in front of you. Nod the chin to chest, roll about halfway down. Good. And just hang here for a second. Circle those arms around. Circle the other way. Just kind of mobilizing that humerus, our arm bone, right? It's not so funny. And let's do 2 more circles. Good. Hold those arms stable, round your spine back up. And then nod the chin to the chest and round back down. Bend the knees as you go down. Let's do that a few more times. Round. Soften the knees. Move from the spine, the pelvis, the core to come back up. So round chin to the chest. Hollow out through your abdomen. Engage the thigh muscles, your glutes, your core, and then start to move through the back. Let's do that 2 more times. And round back up. And 1 more. On this one, as we come all the way back up, extend the spine, reach your hands up tall to the ceiling. Bring those hands back down, round down, bend the knees. Let's make our way out to an all fours position. So hands and knees, hands below the shoulder, shoulder out of the ear. So I'm activating through my lats serratus, torso is long, butt is over those knees. Good, so take a deep inhale as you exhale, round the spine, look towards your inner thighs, and then extend, open up the chest, and look forward, exhale. And inhale, round. And exhale, extend. And as long as you're breathing, that's always the most important part. So just deepen into your breath. Good, let's do that 2 more times. And then 1 more. 1 more time to extend the spine, open up the chest. And then we're gonna find ourselves, hey Ziggs, find ourselves into our neutral. So lift those ribs up to about the height of your pelvis. Glue your legs together like one. We're gonna take your outside leg, lift it up and down. And so as I lift up, I don't wanna lift up so high to where I'm rolling through my pelvis. So I'm actually trying to stabilize my pelvis and just move my leg within the pelvis. Open and close. Using that outer thigh to help open the leg and focus on the breath. You should also feel your leg that's staying on the floor. That's your stabilizer, but also lift out of your armpits. So you have that nice 3-point support, your hands and the leg on the floor. Nice, beautiful. Good, focus on the breath. Look to the floor space, right in front of your hands unless you need to check in and see what's going on, but try to keep your neck long. And we're gonna do 2 more. On that next one, hold your leg lifted, just to however high you can, and small circles, almost like your knee is the tip of the pencil drawing the circle, but you're moving the femur within the hip socket. Stir that pot, stir it up. Good, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then reverse, go the opposite direction with that circle. Breathing into it, feels amazing. Deepen your inhale, deepen that exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring that knee down, straighten that leg, and you're gonna reach it up and down. Reach it up and down. And as I reach my leg up, I don't wanna reach so high to where I'm collapsing down to my arms. I'm keeping my torso nice and stable. My ribs are lifted. Exhale and inhale. Engage that butt cheek on the leg lifting. Squeeze it as you lift. Release it back down. Squeeze it up, release it down. And again, you should feel that leg that's on the floor, that one's stabilizing, helping to keep us working here. Lift out those armpits. So many things to think about. Good, 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and then let's hold it up. I'm gonna bend my knee, flex my foot, and I'm gonna reach up and down. Reach it up and down. Lift, and we're opening up through that front hip flexor as we do this. But think about your hamstring and glute being what's lifting that leg. Good. Focusing on that breath. Should feel so amazing. Bottom leg is burning. And 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring that leg back down. And then we're just gonna lay on your belly, roll to your side. So that leg that we're just moving should be on top right now. I'm just gonna hold my head with my hand, but you can also lay flat down as well if that feels better for you. And then your top hand could be on the mat in front of you. So to make this easier, bring your legs just a little bit more in front of your body and keep your bottom toe pressing down. I'm gonna take my top leg, I'm gonna lift it, I'm gonna sweep it forward, and I'm gonna point it, draw it back. I'm gonna flex it, bring it forward, point my toe, draw it back. Flex it forward, point, reach it back. So kind of like what we just did in our all fours position, but now we're on your side. So lengthen the torso, draw this top hip away from the ribs. Good. Flex it forward, exhale, inhale, sweep it back. Engage that butt cheek. Flex the foot, engage the butt cheek, bring that leg back. Pelvis is not moving, torso is not moving. We're working to stabilize as we move. Good, beautiful. Let's do 2 more. And 1. And on this last, we're gonna hold the leg lined up with your bottom leg. I'm gonna flex my foot, bring my toe towards my knee, reach out through my heel, and I'm gonna draw a small circle. Small circle. Happy little circles. Focusing on the breath. Good, deep inhale, deep exhale. 3 more. 2, 1, and reverse, go the opposite way. Yes, feels amazing. Good, lengthen the leg like that heel is being pulled away from you. 3 more. 2, 1, and then go ahead and bring that leg down. So glue your legs together like one. Top hand, you're gonna wanna press it down for support. And if you need to, for this one, roll a little bit to your butt cheek. That will help your hip bone if you're feeling pressure there. And I'm gonna try to lift both legs up and down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. It doesn't matter how high you go, just think about lifting from your torso, lift from that side body. It's also your bottom inner thigh helping to lift that top leg. Good, deepen into the breath. Never easy. Good, and adjust your hands so you feel like you're stable. This one in front of you. Lifting with those obliques for 5, 4, good, 3, 2, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up, and see if you can just pulse those legs up like you have a mermaid tail, merman tail, whatever it might be, for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it up, lift a little higher, and then bring those legs back down. Whew. Good. Reach that top hand overhead, just a nice little side body stretch. I'm taking my bottom hand, grabbing my top arm, and just giving it a nice little pull to help find length in the side. Good, 1 more big inhale. And then as you exhale, we're gonna go ahead, you're gonna come back up, and we're gonna do that to your other side. So we'll come back into our all fours position, in case you forgot where we started. So hands and knees. Good, so once you're on your hands and knees, remember torso is long, butt is over the knee, shoulder over the wrist, shoulders out of the earlobes. So starting with that knee bent, glue your legs together like one. It's gonna make it a little nicer, open and close. Open out to your side and back in. Remember, I don't wanna lift so high to where I have to start to roll over. So I wanna keep my hip facing straight down to the floor, even as this leg opens. So you have to stay within your range of motion here. Lift it up and back down. But feel that side glute engaged to help you lift that leg. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale and inhale, breathe, good. You guys are doing fabulous. Great way to start the day, or whenever you do this, it's a great way to get some movement in. 5 more. 4, 3, get ready to hold that out. 2, and then hold it out. Remember, reach to your knee, draw a small circle. So moving your femur, the leg bone, within the hip socket. Nothing else moves. My opposite butt cheek is on fire. I hope yours is too. Deepen your inhale, deepen the exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then reverse, go the opposite way. Remember, shoulders out the ears, lift out the armpits, focus on the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring that leg back in. Whew. Take that leg straight back, lift out those armpits, readjust, lift it up and back down. Lift that leg straight behind you and down. Check in that that leg lifts, you're not collapsing into your back. So I'm keeping those ribs lifted even as that leg lifts. Focus on the breath. Checking that you're not locked out at your elbows. Soften them if you are. We want to think about that bicep, tricep, pec, and lat. Our surrounding arm muscles basically helping to support our arms. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, hold that leg lifted, bend the knee, flex the foot, press it up and down. Press up and down. Same thing, still keep those ribs lifted. Lift out the armpits, focus on the breath. Exhale and inhale. Good. You're doing amazing, keeping that core active to help protect our back, keeping it stable. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Bring that leg back down. Whew. We have to lay down again on our side. It's like we're napping, but not really. So legs are nice and long. Remember, it's nicer if you bring those feet out in front of you, so to the front corner of my mat. Back is lined up with the back corner of my mat. And you can also lay flat down your arm if that feels nicer for you. So top leg lifts. We're gonna flex, bring it forward, and then point, sweep it back. Flex, bring it forward, point, bring it back. So you guys are doing awesome. Great job working out this morning. Flex it. Hopefully you guys maybe have a similar experience. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your dog, your cat, squirrels. Hope you don't have a squirrel in the house. Point it back. Good. And remember, the pelvis is stable. It's not moving. I'm drawing this top hip away from my ribs so my torso stays long, which is going to actually make your core work a little bit harder here, because you should feel some ab work even though we're not doing crunches. Your abs are what's helping to keep the torso and the pelvis stable. Point it back, flex it forward, point, bring it back, flex it forward. Let's do 2 more. Beautiful. Good. And 1 more time forward. And then bring that leg back. So I'm going to flex my foot so my toes pull towards my knee. Reach through my heel, small circle. Small circle. Again, moving that leg bone, your femur, within the hip socket. It should be able to do this circular motion. So we want to make sure that we still have that movement within our hip socket. Reach to the heel. Everything else is staying stable, so smile and breathe. 2 more. And then reverse, go the opposite direction. Feels so amazing. Good. Breathing into it. Feeling those glutes activate. They feel so good. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring those legs back together. So again, for this one, if you need to roll a bit to your butt cheeks, that will help. Top hand presses down. And we're going to lift both legs up and back down. Lift and lower. And as you do this, it's challenging, but try to keep that top shoulder out of the earlobe. It doesn't have to be a big lift. Maybe you're barely getting those feet off the floor. That's totally okay. Yeah. Just stay within your range of motion. But do think about that side body, even your side glute, being what's helping to lift, along with this bottom inner thigh. So my bottom inner thigh is helping to lift the legs up. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Inhale and exhale. Feels so amazing. It's amazing what you could get done in a 30-minute mat Pilates class. You can get that full body moving. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and then hold it up, This little pulses up, little pulses. This is the good part, right? For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold those legs up, hold them up, and bring them back down. Top hand reaches overhead. Grab that top arm with your bottom wrist or your bottom hand. Give it a little pull just to stretch that top body. Feels so good. We feel amazing. Good. So let's go ahead and we're gonna roll over to our bellies. We're cooked on some other sides, so we gotta cook our backside just in case you have been sitting at all in our quarantine life. So lift up out of those forearms. Take your elbow below the shoulder. So draw the shoulders out the ears and feel that lowest rib cage lift up, pubic bone down. I'm gonna lift my legs and lower. If this is intense on your back, open the arms a little wider and bring your torso lower. So you can be lower, you can even have your head more flat as well, or more challenging, stay lifted. But as I stay lifted, I'm keeping my pubic bone down, my abs lifted up, and I'm thinking about my butt cheek and my hamstring, so the back of my thigh, helping to lift my legs. I'm also working to find length. Good. It's almost like my legs are being pulled back behind me as I do this lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the legs up, so stay here or beat those heels together for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower those legs. So hands are gonna come below my forehead. I'm just gonna show you guys really quick. So I'm gonna come like this with my hands touching my forehead. And so what we're gonna do is keep the legs down, But I'm gonna keep my hands touching my forehead as I lift up and down. Inhale up, exhale down. So imagine that your elbows are being pulled to the ceiling, but they're also being pulled back toward your ankles as you lift. Inhale, find length, exhale, lower. Inhale, find length, exhale, lower. And connect into kind of your mid-back, right between the shoulder blades as you're lifting. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. 2, 1, and then come back down. So now we're gonna see if you can kind of combine both things, lifting opposites. So I'm gonna stay down, lift my legs come down, lift my torso. Legs lift, torso lifts. Legs lift, they lower, and then torso lifts. Legs down, torso up, torso down. Legs up, legs down, torso up, torso down. Legs, and then torso. Legs, and torso. 1 more like this. And now, let's see if we can combine the lift. Everything lifts and lowers. Lift it up and back down. Feels amazing, right? Got a strong backs. Good. Keep the core active. Use your butt cheek and your thigh muscles to lift you up, along with that mid-spine, right between the shoulder blades. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, and then go ahead, come back down. I'm gonna let you out of this position in just a second. Take both hands, reach them overhead. Lift your right hand, left leg. Left hand, right leg. Like a slow swim. Opposite arms lifting. And imagine they're being pulled away from each other. So find a length. Swimming it out here. Nice slow swim. Good. Focusing on that breath. Let's do 1 more time to each side. And feel free to stay here. Maybe this is where you are today. You feel awesome. Otherwise, lift everything up. And then let's swim. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring everything down. Whew. Press up, little child's pose. Knees can open a little wider. It feels nicer. Stretch forward. After being on our bellies like that, this should feel so great to help counteract that position. And so as you hold into your child's pose, just let your head relax down and breathe into your back. So inhaling into the back of those lungs and deep exhale. Let's hold here for a couple more seconds. Inhale, deep exhale. 1 more time, big inhale, deep exhale. Good, and then go ahead, lay back down on your belly. Flip yourself over and we're laying your back. Gotta be supine. Yeah, so now we're on your back. So I'm starting with my knees bent and my feet flat on the mat. My head, my shoulders are relaxed. I have my natural curve at my lower back. So placing your hands on your hip bones, see if you could take your left leg lifted to tabletop, set it back down, then other leg. So this is a nice slow march, but check in that as you lift your legs, your pelvis isn't moving on you. So in order to keep that pelvis more stable, think about hugging the hip bones in towards each other, almost like you're trying to put on a pair of jeans that are a little bit too tight, and you're narrowing in at the waist slightly. Good. So 1 more time to each side, and then see if you can bring your leg up, and then take the other leg up. So both in tabletop. If you need to, imprint, press that lower back down, but you want to keep it there if you choose to go there. So now, moving from your hips, tap your foot down, and then other foot down. So it's kind of like the reverse of what we started with. I'm still moving from my hips, so checking that you're not moving from the knee. That knee stays in the same shape as my toe dips down. And this is also another way to work the core without doing crunches. So you should feel that lower abdomen kind of fire up, like it's tightening in to help prevent the pelvis from moving. So let's do 1 more time each side. And again, you could stay here. Or let's tip both toes down and back up. So as I dip my toes down, I should not feel my ribs lifting up higher. My rib cage is still staying down. My torso is not moving. It's just the movement of the hip within the hip socket. Using your hands, pressing them down for support for 5 more. Again, it doesn't have to be a big range of motion. 3 more. And 2. 1 more. Bring those legs back up. So for this one, arms can come wider, that's gonna be more supporting, or keep them narrow, wherever you are. And then dip them to one side, so my opposite hip slightly lifts, but my shoulder blade, my rib cage stays down, and then over to the other side. So a nice little spine twist here, side to side. Focus on the breath. Again, reaching that opposite rib cage down, so you feel that connection at your core. Connection of the upper back on the mat as well. So one more time each side. And again, you could choose to stay here or hold over to one side, reach the legs down to the floor, and then other side. So you're gonna draw like a circular motion, just going in one direction. But as you do this, move from the hips. Keep the knees in that same shape. So I'm moving from my hips, not my knees. So it's kind of like I'm circling around my sacrum, around my pelvis. So 2 more in this direction. And then on the next one, we'll reverse and go the opposite way. So as you come back to the top, the legs dip over to the opposite side, down towards the floor, over to the other hip, and then back through center. So a circular motion. And again, we're gonna keep that upper body pretty stable, and I'm controlling the movement of my pelvis with my core. I'm moving from my hips, not my knees. 3 more. Good. And 2. And then we'll draw 1 more circle. And then we'll come back through center and then set those feet down. Good. So articulating bridge. Let's open your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Tuck the pelvis, scoop the abs, roll yourself up into your high bridge. And then soften out your sternum and mobilize down back bone by bone. Like you're laying a string of pearls back on the mat. And then imagine that you're bringing a string of pearls up bead by bead off the mat. So just creating as much mobility as you can in your spine. And of course, if articulating isn't really meant for your body, if you can't do that, you can always just lift your hips straight up and down instead. So go where you need to. But it's a great way to create more mobility within our spine. I'm also thinking about dragging my heels towards my butt to help activate more through my seat, more through my butt and my hamstrings. So 2 more like this. Good. And then on the last one, we'll go ahead and hold it up. And so like your hips are a saucer filled with water, I'm gonna tilt my pelvis side to side. So like I'm spilling water out to the left, center, and then right. But as I do this, check in that your knees aren't moving. So I'm trying to keep my thigh bones stable and just move my pelvis. So I should feel a little hug of my inner thighs to help do that. So just dipping your pelvis side to side. 1 more time to each side. And then once you're even, come back through center and then peel your spine back down. Let's bring your heels together, toes apart. So Pilates first, heels together, toes apart. And I'm gonna do flat back bridge. Just lift my butt straight up, flat back lower. Squeeze the booty up, release it down. Squeeze the glutes up, release them as you lower. Squeeze up, release to lower. So as we lift up, I'm gonna layer in, it's an option, you don't have to do it. We're gonna lift up and pause, bring the knees together, open them back up, lower the hips. Lift up, knees hug in, open, and lower. And my knees, they're only a narrow opening to about the frame of my hips, so make sure your knees aren't open super wide. Hug in with the inner thighs, and back down. Squeeze it in, and back down. Good, let's do 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, and this next one, let's hold it up. So as you hold it up, feel free to stay here, or I'm gonna press into my toes, lift my heels up and down. Heels lift and lower. Heels lift and lower. Pressing more into the mound of my big toe as I do this. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, hold your heels up, hold them up if you can, and bring those knees together and open. Knees hug in and open. Knees hug in and open like a butterfly. Good, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the knees open and then just pulse the hips up. Keep those heels lifted if you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the hips up, lower your right heel, lift it, then left heel. So alternating right then left, tapping it down. 1 more time each side, and then bring both heels down, and then peel back down through your spine. Good, so bring those knees into your chest, hug them, If you can, lift up into a crunch. So nod the chin to the chest, roll up. So feel your ribs slide to your pelvis, lift a little bit higher, good. And then take your left leg, reach it out straight, pulse the right leg in for 2 and switch. Pulse, pulse, and switch. Nothing moves besides my limbs, my legs, and my arms. My torso is staying stable. One more time to each side. And then take your hands behind your head, reach the legs straight to the sky, lower both legs down, and lift. Staying within your range of motion, focus on the breath. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the legs up, reach your hands to your toes, and try to touch them. Reach up, pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knees to your chest, lengthen the body all the way out, roll over onto your belly. Good, press up onto your hands and your knees. Step one leg back to plank at a time if you can. Otherwise, feel free just to stand this all fours. But otherwise, find your plank. Good. Knee to opposite elbow if you can. Remember, you can always just be in your all fours position and you can still do the same thing. You don't have to be in that full plank, but you can be. So on your body wherever you are today. And breathe. We're almost there. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, and 2, and 1 more time to each side, and then pike your hips up to down dog to elephant. Hold out to the abdomen. Pedal those feet out. 1 knee bends at a time. Walk your feet in just a little closer. Start to walk your hands in towards your toes. Round your spine up, soften the knees. Use your core. Bring yourself all the way back up. Circle those hands up, big inhale. Exhale, bring those hands down. Roll those shoulders back. Good, so just take time for some gratitude in your bodies today. Gratitude for moving. Taking time to give yourself some self-care, so important. And again, thank you so much for joining me for class today. We will be back